What is up, all of you awesome and amazing people on YouTube? The Old Coot here, coming at you with another exciting video. This one I'm just going to quickly go over the OXO Good Grips 3-in-1 adjustable potato ricer. I am a huge fan of OXO Good Grips. Like most of their products, at least everything that I've tried, has always been a great success. Their 10-inch non-stick fry pan, for instance, this thing is a workhorse. Like I make my omelets in here. This is one of my many dedicated omelet plans, but this thing's great. But in this video, let's talk. Oh, okay. More OXO Good Grips. The Silicone Tongs, by the way, another great product. These things are awesome too. I think this is like the 9-inch or the 10-inch version. Very well built is what I'm trying to get at. So anyways, this particular product, the 3-in-1 adjustable potato ricer, it's not just for making mashed potatoes. And let me explain. There is a old classic Italian, Sicilian soup and like dumpling, if that's what you want to call it, recipe, where what they do is they mix like breadcrumbs and egg and cheese and eggs. And what they do is they mix it all up into like a semi-soft dough. And then what they do is they shove it into one of these suckers and they squeeze it out over like boiling soup. And basically, when that rises to the top, you cook it for like maybe another minute or two more. And I will make that in a future video, by the way. But when they make that, you get basically these long noodles. It's kind of like Spatzel. Like if you're familiar with German cuisine, maybe some of the more Eastern, countries in Europe, you get Spatzel, which is kind of like the same thing. But instead of having like a dedicated Spatzel maker, which I have, and I will show you maybe in another future video, this basically does the same thing. And you get to control the sizes. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So very well built. Like I said, OXO Good Grips always does it right. This, I believe, is like a stainless steel material. Then you've got rubber grips, right, or silicone. I think it's silicone grips, both on the top and the bottom. You also have a little notched edge right here, right on the metal part, right, built strong and tough. Or sorry, this is their ABS like plastic type material that's food safe or food grade safe. But basically you have a little notch here so you can rest it on the edge of a bowl. So let's say, for instance, like you were going to do this like with mashed potatoes and you have a bowl. What you could do is you could rest this like on the edge of the bowl so it doesn't slip and slide all over around the place. You get the idea. But anyways, the real highlight of this potato ricer is the variable adjustments that you can do. And there are, I believe there's 3 settings, right? So this would be like your bigger holes, right? To get a more, I would say these are like about 1/4 of an inch, maybe like a hair. Yeah, like about 1/4 of an inch, maybe like a hair bigger than that. Like obviously if you can see my pinky, it's kind of like the tip of the nail of the pinky almost. So then what you do is you rotate, right? You rotate, I believe it's this way. And when it clicks, okay, now you're at like a medium setting. So now instead of it being square rounds, it's more of like these rectangles inside, right? And then you get like a couple smaller ones up here. So pretty even distribution, I guess, like for the bulk of whatever it is that you're ricing. Or if you are going to make like that Italian, soup and dumpling thingamajiggy or whatever it is, there you go. Or if you're going to make Spatzel, you would just have like a thinner noodle of Spatzel. But then the highlight of this, and this is where you get into more of like a traditional potato ricer, is when you turn it one more click. So you turn it another, what is that, like 45 degrees or so. Now you've got these very, very tiny holes, right? And that's what gives you your traditional like potato ricer. I think there's actually a photo of it. So there you go. So there's the photo right there. So if you are going to use this for ricing potatoes, right, allows ricer to sit securely over bowls. You get that non-slip grips. You got that. Disassembles easy. I'll show you how, I'll try to show you how to do that with one hand here. But fine, medium, coarse options. There you go for fruit, vegetable purees. Versatile design is ideal for mashed potatoes, applesauce. Spatzel. There's your Spatzel right there and more. So because I'm Italian, Sicilian actually, I'm going to be showing everybody that dumpling or noodle, however it is, however you want to call it. But we're going to be making that in a future video. This one, I just wanted to show you what tools and implements, the weapons of war, as I like to call them, tools of the trade, that I will be using for that video. The additional part of this, or the way that you put the stuff in there is, see, once again, you've got good ABS plastic right here. There I am. Woo, there you go. But basically this piece, right, is made out of like a nice rugged, durable plastic material, as OXO Good Grips usually does. Food grade, food safe, you get the whole idea. And then there's basically your inside. So you would put like your potato in there, or you would put that mixture, like if you're making Spatzel, which I think is just flour, water, what do they put in there? Nutmeg, something like that. Nocciole moscato in Italian we call it. But you would put Nocciole moscato, the name of a famous like villain. You know, that's what I think. If I was ever a villain in a cartoon series, that would be my name. Just saying. But anyways, your mixture goes in there. This goes basically in, then you close this on, and then basically you press and squeeze. I recommend doing this with 2 hands, right? Just, you know, especially depending on the size of your hands and your leverage and all that stuff. But especially if you're going to be ricing like a cooked potato. That's another thing that a lot of people don't mention is if you are going to use this as a potato ricer, make sure your potatoes are cooked. You're going to have a lot easier time getting your potato through this thing as opposed to try to make French fries. This thing is not designed to make French fries. It doesn't, the blades don't cut into the potato. It's basically like like a tic-tac-toe pattern that you're pushing the potato through to get it to mash. So, you know, if you can take your potato and mash it with a fork, you know, if it's cooked well enough or cooked to doneness, that's how you know that it's ready to go through or to pass through this. So then for disassembly, let's see if I'm on the right side. The way this, I'm always on the wrong side of the law, and that's a whole nother issue. Okay, so here we go. So basically, see this arrow right there? There's a little arrow. When you turn one, I believe it's one more turn. Let me see. So if you turn one more turn, no, it's the other way. Oh, let's go this way. So here we go. So I'm going to go back to the original setting. So I'm going to go 1 click to go to the medium, right? 1 more click to go back to the regular. Okay, so now let me show you this arrow that's over there. So see that arrow? And then see that line right there? See this line? This line needs to line up with the arrow, and then the whole cap comes off. But see how you have like your like coarse, medium, and then fine. See how the squares get smaller? See what I was talking about? So like right there, see that little square? Like that square is the fine square. So wherever the arrow is lined up to, that's the level that you're on. I mean, if you don't want to just turn it over and see. But anyways, let's go 1 more turn so I can line up the arrow with the thingamabobber. So this is how you know when you're all scraggly like this. This is how you know when your arrow, where is it? Arrow's lined up with the line. See the arrow on the line right there? Hopefully this will come off with 1 hand. Let's see what happens. I feel it coming off. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. So this part separates off, right? The ring itself does not come out. So don't try to pry this out. You're just going to break it. I believe if you did some twisting and turning, you might be able to get it out. But I think for what it's worth, I think this just stays as 1 piece. And also this stays as 1 piece. This does not come up and out. If you wanted to, like if you wanted to go back to like a factory, you know, reset setting where you'd have to turn this and twist this off, my fear is that you won't be able to put it back on and turn it back on again. So to clean it, basically, you're just gonna soap in there, right, with the sponge or a bristle brush. Just get your soap in there, do your thing, right, and then come on this side and clean that. And all those little nicks and crannies. You know what I love for all those nicks and crannies? Oh, pipe cleaners or a brush, like just a regular old dish brush. I'll try to put a link to this down below in the description. I got this years ago, but it's lasted me forever. Or you could get something like this, right? Just any kind of brush where you can get in there and get in those nooks and crannies. Or there's like this kind of thing. You know, these are like really cheapy, like online buys. You know, they're basically pipe cleaners, right? To fit into all kinds of like tight spaces, such as those. That's what she said. But basically, you just want, you know, your pipes are clogged. They're going to need a pipe cleaner to come in there and unclog it for you. There you go. But anyways, you get the idea. So anyways, then to reassemble, it's going to be hard to do this with 1 hand, but to reassemble, basically you would line up that arrow again with that line, click it on, and then twist and turn it, and there you go. Anyways, if you do like what you're seeing, I will put a link to this down below in the description section, so make sure to check that out. I will also put a ton of other kitchen-related products down there in the description section, so make sure to check those out. I'll also put a link to, of course, the OXO Good Grips tongs that I use, the OXO Good Grips fry pan that I use, the non-stick fry pan. I think there's like 2 different sizes as well, and some other OXO Good Grips type stuff. They're a great company. They really are. I hope they would send me some stuff, but they never do. But if they want to send me anything and they're watching this video, believe me, I will gladly accept whatever you want to send me. I think this is an OXO Good Grips. The spatula. This is great for fish. Like when you're turning fish in a fry pan, that one's great. Oh, and then you got Big Mama Jama over here. This one is like when you have like those super huge, you know, pieces of fish that you need to turn in a fry pan or like something similar. Anyways, you get the idea. Anyways, and this needs a good washing. I guess I didn't clean that well last time. Anyways, if you like what you're seeing, like I said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button down there below. Check out the description section for links to this and some other great kitchen products. There's my thumbnail for the video. Cha-ching! And I will catch you all on the next exciting video review.